$1 babes. We are live today celebrating this huge milestone in my life. I was actually having a conversation with my son the other day, and I realized that it's 18 years since I discovered the law of attraction, manifestation work, and it has rocked my world. And I wanted to come here today and share that entire journey with you. There's going to be a lot of codes in here for you guys to be able to start using some of these things. So I've got all my notes here, and I must say, before we even get started, you would think that after being on YouTube for 14 and a half years, more than half of it live streaming almost daily, that I would be used to it. But I came on here today, like my heart was pounding. Like I was so anxious. I don't know why. This happens to me if I take too long of a break from live streaming. And some of my other YouTuber friends have said the same thing. So just want to take a minute to just acknowledge that I'm panicking as if this is my first live stream ever. It's so funny to me that this still happens. So just putting it out there. What I did is I wrote down some quick notes of what I really wanted to share today, just to kind of anchor in and celebrate this huge 18-year journey and milestone. I'm hoping that this video is something that my children watch and my grandchildren watch so they can know what started this whole thing for me. I want to say hi. Hi, sweet mommy. She said it's her first live stream. Welcome in. Hi, Yellow. Hi, Audra's here. Charisma's here. Lupa, Bibi, Adelina, Kristen, Manith. I'm so happy to see all of you guys. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone that you think it might be helpful for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you. First, I want to begin with what is a manifestation? How do I describe it? Because I think that a lot of people have a lot of different ways that they can describe manifestation. And then I will share the story of how I discovered the law of attraction before I even discovered the secret. Most of you guys know, if you've been following my work for a while, when and how I discovered the secret, which was really creepy and really eerie. But actually, I discovered the law of attraction through someone that followed it, but she wasn't using that terminology. And I'll share that story with you. Then I'm going to share with you that even after I discovered it and started using it, some advanced level issues that I ran into and how I overcame them. And then I will talk about my process, like what I would recommend, how I like to do it. So if you are okay with that, give me a yes in the chat and we will get started. Oh, one more thing. Today, I actually, in my Instagram channel, I opened up this Q&A and I asked, what are your manifesting questions, to kind of get my juices flowing on some of the things I wanted to cover in here, as far as being able to answer some of your questions. And oh my God, there were some really, really good questions in here. So I'm gonna share my story, share my process, and see if I can start touching on some of these questions for you guys. Say, Lisa Girl said, yes, 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 yes. Okay, let's do it. So what is a manifestation? How am I describing manifestation? This is an interesting question because I feel like my definition of manifestation has changed over the last 18 years. Not where I'm not thinking that anymore, but it's evolved. It's deeper now. When I started manifesting in 2007, my definition was taking what's in the non-physical, taking what's manifest, unmanifest, and bringing it to the 3D, bringing it to this realm where I get to have it and hold it and use it and enjoy it. And because of this definition, I've never resonated with people that start their conversation with, oh, I don't want anything, I don't like material things. I just want a husband. And I will often respond with, you want a non-physical husband? And they're like, no, I want a husband. I'm like, here, you want to be actually married to an actual man? They're like, yes. And I have to always remind them that that's material. That's you being materialistic, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I think one of the first things that really helped me is that whether I was trying to manifest a new car or a Chanel bag or a husband or children, I never thought of it as materialistic or not materialistic. Like it's all, I want it all in material form. And I do think that this is one of my like reasons for success. Like I've literally ran out of manifestations. Like I have to sometimes like wait for God to be like, okay, did you want me to like manifest something else? Like there, like what else is there, right? Kind of thing, because I've ran out of manifestations and I never labeled it. And so I noticed that the people that struggle with manifestation the most often start their sentences this way. I don't want material things. I just want a child in the flesh. Okay, that's material. That is a material thing. So just wanted to kind of define that. That was my first definition. How it's evolved is I know now over the years that manifestation is a co-creation process. So whatever I desire is something God desires for me to have. So the thing that I'm manifesting is also manifesting me. And this makes it easier because I'm not having to do all the work. And it's like, it's always like meeting me halfway. And I love that because while I'm manifesting, I'm also being manifested. My desires are proof that God has approved the potential timelines for me already. Yes, yes, yes. And so that's how my like manifestation definition has evolved, is that it's very much a co-creation process. When I get to the process part, remember this, because I teach manifestation very much in speed and action based because it is a co-creation. I'm not one of those people that like likes to sit and wait for things to happen. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not my style. It's not me. I hate waiting. I am the most impatient person I know. I like things at the speed of light. I like things yesterday. And so there's nothing in me that's willing to wait. And so I like things now. And I believe that's why my success in manifestation has been so quick. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about before I get into my story of like the first walking role model of what manifestation looks like is I want to talk about memory. What I've experienced in the last 18 years in doing this deep inner work with manifestation is that the more advanced I get, the more my memory changes. And so sometimes I worry about like, oh, did this happen in 2006 or did this happen in 2007? And I'll get like all up in my head about like trying to be factually correct. But the truth is I can't be factually correct. Because I do a lot of quantum jumping in our work, what happens with quantum jumping and timeline jumping is your memory has to change to match the new reality. So a lot of times I can't remember exact years. And if this is important to you that I am so factually correct that I need to be able to give you like an exact date, I might not be the best teacher for you. I'm so sorry. I love you so much, but I may not be the best teacher. I'll give you the best example of this. When I was in my victimhood, when I was in my story of all the childhood sexual abuse that happened to me, all the trauma that I experienced in my childhood, all my memories revolved around that. That's what I remembered clearly. And that's all I knew. As I started doing deep healing work around the trauma and the sexual abuse and all that stuff, all these other memories started opening up for me. I started remembering good times that I had with my family. Like I also had the bad times, but I had blocked out all the good times. I had blocked out all the times that life was actually going really great for me in my childhood, despite the abuse, despite all the other things. My memory, my brain filter had blocked it off because it didn't match that timeline and that story that I was in. So when I started doing the advanced level manifestation work, we'll see if we have time to get to that today. My memory started changing, and I realized it's because the new timeline has all like different memories. It has unlocked memories that are also happy and also abundant, and where my parents showed up for me in a different way than when I was in my victimhood. So if factual correctness is really important, like as far as like exact times, I'm awful at that. So I'm going to try to give you the best that I can of this 18 years. I know the essence of it because I still carry the memory of it, and that's what I use to continuously manifest. So I'm going to go into that. So whenever I start my story of discovering the secret and the law of attraction, which I will share, what I've realized is that I've never shared with you the first time the universe tried to teach me the law of attraction before the secret DVD and the movie and the book and all that came out. And unfortunately, at that time, I got the memo, but not in the way that I got it later. So when I was 21, 22 years old, my mom had gotten into real estate, and she was super successful in real estate. Like, she was killing it. My mom was a serial entrepreneur. She had also been a nurse for many, many years. She was an immigrant to this country, and real estate was when she really came alive. So my mom got into real estate, and she joins this really big real estate office, and she can barely speak English. She's 4 foot 11 inches. She joins this office with these really established realtors. And within a month or two, she becomes #1 sales agent. Like, on the leaderboard, they had this leaderboard in the kitchen where they would like put the top 10 agents. And within like a month or two, my mom became #1 sales agent in that office, which was like one of the highest producing offices in Chicago anyways. So she was like working with the elite, and she became #1. Some of the other agents, especially some of the men, were so jealous that they were like slashing my mom's tires and breaking her windows to slow her down from going into her showings. So when I saw this, I had just left corporate because of some harassment and things that I was experiencing being a young girl. And I was a full-time student at Northwestern University. And I decided, wow, like, mom's really doing good with this. I'm going to join this real estate office. So I asked my mom, I want to do real estate. What do I have to do? And she goes, well, go get your license, and then you can come work with me, but don't slow me down. You're going to have to learn very quickly. And I was like, okay. So I went, and in addition to all of my coursework at Northwestern, I was like living off of my credit cards at this time because I'd quit my job without a backup plan. So I'm like living off of my credit cards, and I go and I get my real estate license, which I also put on my credit card. And I get my license, and I join my mom. And when I joined the office, there was, these 200 agents. There was the broker and his wife that owned the real estate firm. And then there was this woman, this Persian woman that they had hired to run the office, basically. She was like, I don't know what her exact title was, but it was like office manager, supervisor. She like managed all 200 agents. And she was very young. She couldn't have been more than 30, 31 years old at the time. And beautiful, intelligent woman. I'm going to call her Mira. That's not her real name. I just want to protect her identity. And so my mom became, like, she was very close to Mira. Like Mira used to say that Sheena, my mom, was like her second mom. And my mom treated Mira like her other daughter. So when I came into this office, I really quickly connected with Mira. I mean, she was just one of those people. She had her life put together. She was married. She had 2 children. She dressed well. She was gorgeous. She was well-spoken. She was organized. I was about 21, 22 years old at this time, and I really started looking up to her as an older sister. And she was like, I'm joking, but it was like, I want to be her when I grow up. Like that. She was that woman. She was that woman. So I started working with my mom, and my mom's like giving me clients and the ones that she doesn't want to work with. And she is like training me, kind of like teaching me business. Well, one day my mom and I were standing in like the front of the realty, like not in our office, but like in the lounge area, in the off waiting area, because we were going to go to lunch. And that day, for some reason, Mira walks in really, really late. And she walks in, quickly says hi to my mom, and like goes into her office. And my mom is like watching her walk into her office, and her office was in the front, right? Like you walked in, there was the receptionist, the sitting area, and then Mira's office because she was like the manager of everyone. And my mom goes to me and she goes, "Something's up with Mira." And I'm like, "Mom, oh my God." My mom used to like get into people's business, and it was so embarrassing. And I was like, "Mom, like she's fine, leave her alone." And she's like, "No, no, no, wait for me here. I'm gonna go see what's up." So my mom barges into, like, she goes and she like opens up Mira's office and like goes in and closes the door while I'm just literally standing outside going, "Oh my God, here goes Sheena again." And it seems like eternity. Like, I swear to God, I'm like waiting to go to lunch with my mom, and she's like in the office for what seems like eternity. I went and I sat down in our joint office because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's taking forever. And it must have been like at least 45 minutes to an hour, but it felt like eternity to me. After that, my mom comes out and she's like, "Let's go to lunch." And I'm like, yeah, I've been waiting for you. So I go and get in the car with my mom, and we're driving to go have lunch. And my mom tells me what happened with Mira. And basically, to make a long story short, Mira had found out that weekend that her husband had gotten into the bank account that she had. She was saving money for her kids' like future. And he had gotten into that account, taken out all the money, and gambled it all away. Now, I didn't know anything about her and her husband's story. I didn't know if this was a recurring thing. I didn't know if this had happened before. I don't know if it was a first time offense. I had met her husband very quickly in passing a few times in the office when he would come to like pick up, her kids or drop the kids or things like that. So I had just had like a very quick highs and hellos with him. I didn't really know him. I only knew Mira, and, only for a few months at that point. And so I really looked up to her, but I didn't know her personal business. And so my mom tells me that her husband like cleaned her account out and like gambled all the money. What happened after that was honestly my first like experience with watching someone manifest themselves out of a timeline into a completely different timeline at literally the speed of light. Like, my head was spinning how fast this happened. It seems like within a week, she's divorced. She all of a sudden starts dressing even sexier. When I say sexier, like, she was Persian, so I'm not talking about like short, short, short. Like, she's from my culture, right? Like, she just like looking sexier, walking sexier. And she tells us she's joined Pilates. All of a sudden, she buys this red, sexy, like convertible. I think it was a Porsche, this sexy car. Her beauty starts 10xing. Like, she was also already dropped at gorgeous. Her energy starts shifting, and I'm sure divorce must have been hard for her. Like, in my culture, it's not so easy just to like get a divorce. But the interesting thing to me was she never spoke about him ever again. It was like her husband ceased to exist. Like, he fell off the planet. He fell off the face of the planet because she decided that she was done. Immediately after that, she started buying 2-unit, 3-unit buildings. She started buying real estate. She had investors she started working with. Like, her income started skyrocketing. And I would go and sit in her office sometimes, and if she would show me, she would take her wallet out of her purse and she would show me this piece of paper, and she would say, "Look, I have all my goals here." And she didn't call it manifestation, but like, this woman was walking around with what I consider a written vision board before vision boards were a thing, before people were talking about vision board. This is literally 2001, 2002. So no one knows about The Secret anymore, right? Like, or yet. It's not like popular. And She would say every morning when I wake up, I look at this piece of paper. Every afternoon, I take a break. I look at this piece of paper. Every evening, I look at this piece of paper. And I was just in awe of this woman who went from already brilliant, already amazing, to even more brilliant and even more like amazing and gorgeous and sexy and successful in the blink of an eye. I saw her transmute and alchemize her life like at the speed of light. And the way that she treated her children and the way that she ran her business and the way she managed all of us in her relationships. She's still in my life, by the way, now 20 years later, more than 20 years later. And we don't live in the same state or anything like that, but she reached out to me many years ago because one of my YouTube videos got recommended to her. We had lost touch after my mom passed away and I got married and moved and everything. But she was telling me that she was thinking about Sheena. She was missing Sheena, and all of a sudden my video showed up in her algorithm and she was able to reach out and we were able to connect. By the way, in case you're wondering, Mira is happily married now to the love of her life. They have multiple businesses together, a huge family together. They live in a mansion. They're living the life. So that was my first sort of like run in or example of the law of attraction in action. I feel like God was trying to show me the law of attraction in action in a role model. And having someone like that, she was truly a $1 million babe. Like she was truly a $1 million babe. And of course, her results prove that, right? What Mira taught me was the power of decision. When she decided in that moment that her husband was not the person that was going to help her get to her goals and that he was actually going to hold her back, there was no ands and ifs and buts about it. There was no going back and forth. There was no consulting a million people. There was no, maybe I'll give him one more chance. That woman made a decision that day. She made a really powerful decision that day, and her entire reality changed. And so it wouldn't be until a few years after that that I would discover the law of attraction, but I never forgot Mira's example. And that has served me really, really well. Wow, I want that. I love your stories. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad this is resonating with you. Let me know if this is resonating. Give me a yes in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this in the replay. So in 2006, I was coming out of a really gut-wrenching, heartbreaking divorce. I was finding myself a single mother. I was finding myself running this really big real estate business at this time. And I was kind of in a dark place in 2006. I found myself like just really depressed and in a deep, dark place after my divorce, everything that had happened. Like I was literally coming out of the kind of relationship where you don't even know what's up and down. You've been so manipulated, so gaslit. Like you don't even know what's real, what's not. You don't know what was your part and it was just a very dark time in my life. And I remember pulling over on the highway once I was on my way to university. And I broke down crying. And I called my cousin who lives in California, my best friend, my cousin, my best friend. I called her and I was just hysterical on the phone. And she said, "You've just been through a lot." She's like, "Just get Irfan and come visit me." She's like, "You haven't visited me in a while. Bring Irfan and just come." And I was just really distraught at the time. So I decided I was going to do exactly that. So I went home and I got Irfan and I took it. Irfan is my oldest son from my previous marriage, and he was very little at this time. It's like 18 months. So I told my mom I was going to go visit my cousin, got us 2 tickets, and I was sitting in the airport and I was waiting for the flight. And I remember just like sitting there, Armand's in his stroller. I've got like our carry-on or whatever. And someone next to me, I can't even recall. I wish I could. I can't recall if this was a man or a woman, which is very interesting because it makes me really believe that it was an angel, because angels do not, they're collective consciousness, and they can take on any form to come help us in this planet, in this 3D. And I don't remember. In some places, I know I've said it was a woman. In some places, I've said as a man. I cannot recall, but I remember this person as a white form very clearly saying to me, I know what you need. And I couldn't tell if they were talking to me. And so I remember just doing this kind of like a head tilt to kind of like see if they were talking to me. And they said, you need the secret. And I didn't know what it was. I was really kind of in an annoyed and pissed off and kind of a dark place. And I remember just like picking up Armand, getting my luggage, and like escaping that person into this bookstore. I was already obsessed with books since I was at the age of 7. So this is like 2006 now. So I'm 25 years old. I'm a mother of an 18-month-old. And so I go into the bookstore and I look right in front of me, and you're not going to believe this, but there's a book staring at me, and guess what it's called? The Secret. And I'm thinking, okay, Mina, you're really losing it. Like, you need help. Like, you've officially lost it at this point. So I buy the book, throw it in the carry-on, the whatever, Armand's diaper bag. I get on the flight. I go and visit my cousin. We have a really good time. She literally like nurtures me back and like puts me back together. I come back home. Now, at this time, I had sold my condo and I had moved back in with my mom, because my parents, because obviously I needed help with my son, because I was like working full time in my business, going to school, all the things. So I never even opened that book for another year. What happened was, a year later, I was moving out of my mom's home because I had bought my own another condo, and Armand and I were going to go move into my condo, and I was packing, and as I was packing, I found the secret book. And I had not even read it at this point. And it reminded me of that time when I had found it. So I don't know why, but I tried reading the book and I couldn't read the book. And I discovered that there was actually now a DVD that went with the book. So I was like, okay, I loved reading, but I couldn't get into that book for some reason. So I got the DVD. I remember I went to either Barnes and Noble or some bookstore, like physical bookstore, and I got the DVD. And I come home and I play the DVD, and I am hooked. I played it and it was like, it put me in some kind of a trance. I swear to God, like something happened to me while I was watching it. So I watched it, it ended, and I was like, oh my God. And then I watched it again. And then I watched it again. So I watched it again. I in the beginning, I was spending like hours a day just watching and rewatching and rewatching. And I started telling all my clients about it. It's so embarrassing. And I started like buying extra copies of the book and DVDs and started giving it away. I gave it to my clients. I gave it to my family. I gave it to my friends. And people were kind of annoyed that I was like giving it to everyone and like talking about it. And I kept watching it and I kept watching it. And I started putting the things in practice and I started feeling great. I started like feeling some kind of way. Like, I don't know, it like either it put me in a trance or it brought me out of the depression trance that I was in. But I started watching it every single day. Well, in 2008, right as I was like coming out of this, my mom got diagnosed with cancer. Like right as 2028 started, my mom got diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. And once again, my life came crashing down. My business was tied to my mom. My heart was tied to my mom. Like my mom was such a major part of my life. Like my whole world started crashing down. And I'm like, no, I'm just gonna try to keep positive, right? And I'm gonna use the law of attraction. I'm gonna manifest. And I introduced my mom to the DVD, and her and I started watching it together. And that same year, I manifested my husband. We've been married now for 16 and a half years, 2008. I got engaged. He proposed in 2 weeks. He matched my love list. He was like my manifestation, my vision board, my love list to a T. He proposed in 2 weeks. We got married in 2 months. He retired me from my business. I loved my business, but I was like burnt out. I was severely burnt out from my business, just being a single mom and having gone through all of that. Like all of my trauma had like compounded inside my body. And it was really the law of attraction that started bringing me out of it. So I during this time, I feel like the law of attraction also like brought me closer to God, because I had spent years studying all the major religions of the world, trying to figure out what was missing. Like I love all religions, but I felt like there was something in it that kept me from really connecting with God. Like it always felt like there was a middleman type of a relationship that I had. Like religion was getting in the way of me and God, is what it felt like. Even though I do love religion, there was a distance between us. So my husband, let me make sure that I'm keeping on track. Yes, I shared that one. Okay. So my husband retires me from my business. He wasn't from a different state. We moved to his state, the state he was in, and he's already bought, you know, a dream home. He's in the process of paying it off, like for his future wife, which is me now. He adds me to all of his bank accounts, all of his investments. Overnight, he basically wipes out anything other that could be a problem in my life other than my mom's cancer, obviously, right? He adopts my son, like I'm in this beautiful situation, exactly like I had wanted to manifest, right out of my vision board, right out of my love list. Well, what do you think happened after that? It wasn't that I was like instantly happy. Obviously, I was grateful. But now that I have this safe space with this safe man, and he takes away, any issues I might have, financial issues, like anything, all of the stuff that's like in my body, all the stored trauma, all like I call them like container issues, everything, all of my limiting beliefs that I had, everything I was like holding down just to keep everything together in my life, my entire life, it starts coming up. And I'm like freaking out, but like, I shouldn't freak out. I'm thinking, this is the first time in my life that I shouldn't be freaking out. This is the first time in my life that I have a safe place, that I don't have to like work extra hard to keep together. I have space. Like I had graduated from university, like I have all these like things that are going well. Like obviously my mom had cancer. Like I was very sad and distraught about that, but like she was fighting it, and I wasn't allowing myself to fully enjoy my marriage. And that's when I manifested the next layer of healing. That's when, through a deep process of prayer and asking God for guidance, I was led to deep inner work. Like I was always into personal development, which to me, personal development is very different than inner work. Personal development is mindset work. Inner work is below the neck. It's subconscious rewiring, right? Like it's like all the stuff happening below the neck. So I was very much into the personal development world since I was 7, but I hadn't done like below the neck inner work. So I realized at that point, through prayer and getting the answers, that I needed to heal, that this was a safe space for me to start healing. Instead of like blaming my husband, I had to like go inward, because I was look at my vision board and my love list, and I'm like, no, this guy is exactly what I asked for. Like literally God created him out of my desire. So it's definitely not him, it's me. I need to do some inner work. And I dove into this deep portal of alchemy and ascension, like deep inner work, like one layer at a time. Like right now it's like, it's been almost 17 years that we've been married, but it was like the next thing and then the next thing and then the next thing. And it was quite interesting because the more inner work I would do, the better and faster I was like able to manifest. And it was almost like this really interesting marriage inside of me of manifestation. Like whatever I did on the inside would like bring on the manifestations on the outside. And what I learned was instead of trying to manipulate the outside, I had to go inward and manipulate, change, transform, alchemize the inside. And what I learned was that the outside was just a mirror. It was just a reflection of what was happening inside. And so, the rest is history, as they say. But now at 44 years old, I have manifested everything that I've ever desired. I have the most robust, romantic, juicy, delicious marriage with my soulmate. I have a beautiful relationship with my kids. We have a beautiful family. I live in my dream mansion, literally created out of my dream. And by the way, the funny thing, well, this isn't funny. It's funny to me now, but it's not really funny. It's actually quite divine. There was this one particular year that I was really, really depressed. And I had for a split second had this thought of taking my life. That's the year this mansion was created. And I don't know why, but it makes me feel some kind of way. I always say to God, that split moment where I had that really ungrateful moment where I wasn't valuing the life that you gave me, you were literally building me this mansion. You were literally building me this palace, and I didn't even know it. I didn't even know it at that time. And I drive my dream car. I work in my dream passionate business. I wake up happy to be alive every single day. I work with my dream clients that are basically like my best friends. I get to do this as quote unquote work. And I feel fulfilled and happy and joyful in my life. I have just happy memories, even the ones that could be considered negative experiences in my life. I look back to them and I just have such deep gratitude for every single experience I've been through. All of those experiences brought me here today. They led me to this exact point, and I'm so, so, so grateful for it all. And so, where I am now, I'm able to instantly manifest the craziest stories that I have. But I feel like I got here through that building of the container, through the process of making my vessel, making my container able to do it. And I'm going to share just one quick instant manifestation story. I have a million of these with you to just give you an idea of what happens in my life now. So, I think this was, I'm not very good with timeline. So I think this was about 18 months ago, 2 years ago. We were visiting my sister-in-law in California, and she has the most beautiful garden in her backyard. She lives in a beautiful, beautiful 10,000 square foot mansion and gorgeous garden. And she has all these fruit trees. And I have always been obsessed with gardens. We had a garden in our previous home. We have one here. And I love a gorgeous garden. And I really admire her fruit trees. And so a few days later, a week later, when we were home, I was talking to her on the phone, and Irfan was outside in the backyard fertilizing our plants. And you guys know in my home that I live in now, it's made of glass. So you can see all around the garden. And so I was on the phone with my sister-in-law, and I was telling her how much I appreciate her guavas and all the fruit from her trees. And I said to her that, I think I've always wanted a fruit tree. And she goes, well, you should plant one. And as she's saying this, I see my husband running towards the door to come back in the house. In fact, for a second, I got really startled because he was running. I thought, I don't know, I had a negative thought, like something had happened. I didn't even process it, but I saw him running. So I said to my sister-in-law, I'll call you back. And I hung up the phone. And my husband comes and he like opens the door into our family room and comes inside. And he's like, you're not going to believe this. Look at this. And I'm like, oh, you scared me. What? And he's showing me all of these fruits. And he's like, there's been a fruit tree in our backyard. We didn't even know it. And I was just looking at him like, what? And he's like, come here, come here. And so he takes me into our backyard. We have a very, very large backyard. And we had been in this house for like 18 months at that point. I hadn't even seen the whole backyard. That's how big it is. And so he takes me to this whole other end where he was like fertilizing the plants and stuff. And there's a big ass tree over there. And I had maybe seen the tree, I don't know, but it had fruit in it now. It had fruit on it. And I was shook because I was just talking to my sister-in-law and saying, I've always wanted a fruit tree. That's how my life works now. That's instant manifesting, but you can't start here. I feel like I needed to go through all of those years of manifesting. So that's just one example. And by the way, since then we discovered there's actually two. We discovered another fruit tree last year. So we have two. Someday I'll go and look at all of my garden, but we've now discovered there's actually true fruit trees. I'll give you another instant manifestation story before I give you my process. This ring. This is a more recent one. So I, back in 2011, when I started my YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, I used to be huge in the YouTuber community and I used to follow a lot of other YouTubers. And there was this one YouTuber that I used to follow. I still follow. And I used to like watch all of her videos, and she was used to do a lot of hauls. And she used to do these like Friday haul videos, and I would watch those videos and I would like order things. Sometimes I would be like, oh, I love those flip-flops. I'm going to order those flip-flops. One day she was showing this ring, and it's a tiger ring. And I loved this ring, the way that she wore it, the way that it looked, something about it like pulled me towards this ring. So I ordered the ring. And I had it for many years and I enjoyed it for very many years. And then I lost the ring. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I lost it in the move here or I lost it before that, but I lost the ring, and I lost touch with that YouTuber as well because I started my business and just got busy. And so I remember this one day that YouTuber popped back in my mind for a split second. And then her videos got recommended in my algorithm again, but now she was making carnivore videos, which you guys know I'm carnivore. So I'm like, oh my God, there she is. I used to watch her. That's who I got the ring from. And now she's carnivore. So I started watching her again. When I started watching her again, I was reminded of the ring again. And I was like, oh man, I missed that ring. Well, last year, she contacted me. I thought I was being pranked because she didn't, as far as I knew, she didn't know who I was. I never commented on her videos. She's got a very large following. It's not like she knows me randomly, even though I never commented on her videos, right? And she said, oh my God, girl, just found your channel. Love your work. I'm buying your courses. Obsessed. And I took a screenshot of her DM and I sent it to my oldest son, who now is 20. And I said, hey, is this who I think it is? Am I being pranked? And he's like, let me check. And he's like, no, mom, that's her. That's the YouTuber you used to watch. She messaged you. And I'm like, yeah, she messaged me. So I connected back with her and we became friends. She's in my courses. I'm in her world. Like, we started texting each other and we became really, really good friends. The other day, I had this thought. I'm like, oh, let me go ask Lisa about the ring. Let me see if she still has hers. So I go and I pull my phone and I go to text her and I see that there is a text from her from me. And it's a picture of this ring. Mind you, we've been friends for a year at that point and I have not said anything about the ring to her. I forgot to ask her about it. And she goes, this ring, I love this ring. It was discontinued by the person who created it. So I created it. I got the rights and I created the ring and I sent you one. It's in the mail. freaking instant manifestation. You would think that I would be ready for it. Like I messaged her back saying, are you kidding me? I just came here to ask you about this ring. And you told me you just shipped it to me. So these are the kind of things that happen to me now, instant manifestation. But I would be lying to you if I just told you, yeah, I just sit and things just fall into my lap, because I wouldn't be telling you about all the other process and all the inner work that I actually had to do to get to this point. And it's been such a beautiful journey. It's been such just divine learning, divine connection. I just have tears of like, I can just tap into just this feeling of gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you so much for all the messages that you send me, leading me to the law of attraction, leading me to manifestation work, and leading me back to you. Because thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, thank you for giving me this life and this blessing and this platform to be able to share my story. Oh my God. So that's manifestation in a nutshell. I'm gonna see what you guys are saying, and then I'll share with you my process. This live makes me feel like the divine speaking to me and answering my secret prayers. After this, I can never say the heavenly goddess did not give me the code to success from the star. I just want to come out and I just want to hug you. I love that. This is a co-creation. I love it. Amazing. Your work changed my life. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maya. That book is life-changing. Yes, yes. That movie was so inspiring when I first watched it. I still watch it every year, by the way. I don't watch it daily anymore, but I still watch it as a tune-up every year. Jess said, Carrie said, I have a similar story. I found The Secret when I was 9. My parents brought it. They fell asleep and I kept watching. It changed my life. My first manifestation was a doll playhouse I wanted. Oh my God, Charisma, I love that for you. When you said 9, it reminded me that Armand actually started watching The Secret DVD with me when he was 9. So you and Armand have that in common. And he is the king of manifestation. Oh my God. Armand is so good at manifesting. And when him and I manifest together, oh my God, watch out world. Because there's been things where I'm like, okay, Armand, I need I need your energy on this as well. And like we manifest so fast, so fast. I love this. Thank you, Mina. Definitely giving me some motivation to get my inner work done. Yes, and let it be fun. Like inner work equals manifestation. That's why we're doing inner work. I didn't do inner work because I'm broken. This is how God created me. These are the life experiences that I had, okay? They were gifts from the divine. I didn't do inner work to fix myself. It's all for manifestation. It gets to be fun. I still watch it too. Your story is so inspiring. Thank you, Charisma, and yours is as well. Yours is as well. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Huge activation brought me to tears. I love it. I love that. Oh, releasing. Oh, what a journey. What a journey. And this is why I want to document this too, because I want my children, my grandchildren to be able to play this and be like, wow, that's what created the legacy. That's what broke the generational curses. That's what activated the entire thing, the healing on the planet, the healing for my family, the blessings, everything, the money, the joy, the playfulness, the love, all of it. All of it. We're here for all of it. Okay. Now, I want to share a little bit about my process. Can I be vulnerable with you guys once before I share my process? Whew, okay. Tell me yes if you want to hear it, because this like gets me so worked up sometimes. I get in my head about this. I don't share my manifestation process a lot because secretly there's a part of me that feels like, I don't know. I love it, but there's a part of me that judges it because it's different than other people's. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for holding me. I judge my process, even though it's changed my whole life. And I have tens of thousands of testimonials at this point from women all over the planet and some men as well that say that my work has changed their life. And there's still a little itty bitty part of me that feels like it judges it because I do things a little bit backwards. And I'll tell you the part that I judge because I think it's only fair that you know the whole thing. You know, we love to hear it. Hi, Chris. I haven't seen you in a minute. Okay. So a lot of people, oh, this is the part I judge. I can feel it coming up. I feel something in my throat. I'm just gonna, please give me a minute to just transmute it. I feel my throat just closing up even as I'm thinking about it. Whew. I'm feeling like dizzy and lightheaded. I think I just had a release. Okay. Water. Oh, I feel dizzy. I'm gonna ground myself. Okay. Okay. My process works and I judge it sometimes because it's very action based. And a lot of teachers teach law of attraction from like inaction. And this is why I get in my head about it. I'm like, well, I shouldn't tell too many people about it. But it works. It works. It works for me. And I have tens of thousands of literal testimonials from all walks of life, all ages that it works. So I know at least it works for us in this little corner. But I judge it because it's not like you just sit. Because I don't have that kind of nervous system that can just sit. I don't. And that's the part I judge sometimes. I wish I could tell you that I just sit on the beach and everything falls in my lap. And I'm so happy for the people that can manifest that way. I'm celebrating them so big, but that's not me. That's not me. I have to have my hands in it. I am very impatient. I don't like waiting. I can't just sit. It has to be a co-creation for me. So the number one step of my process is number one, own the desire. Number one, notice and own the desire. This is a safe space. Thank you, Rebecca. I love you. Love you, Mina. Take your time. Love seeing you release those emotions live. Girl, yes, I thought this was going to be a big one, but it released quickly. But it was something like literally choking me, and then it like just came out. Ugh. I don't mean to judge it. I just judge it sometimes because my manifestation is action based. Those of you guys that like taking actions or you're impatient, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Okay. If you like being patient, you might not like mine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I don't want to lie. I just want to tell you the real thing. Okay. So the first thing I do is I get excited about the desire. Now, typically what will happen is that as I'm getting excited about the desire, is in the process of being excited about it, I will notice all these stories starting to come up. Not always, but sometimes. And the stories will be like, oh, but that's going to be so hard. Or, oh my God, like it's going to be so much work. Like, I don't know, all this like nonsense will start coming up. But then I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna release the thought. I'm gonna work through the thoughts and I'm gonna keep going into like, but I get to have it. God's showing me the literal movie of the timeline where this thing is manifested. So of course I get to have it. So I have a process. It's a 6-step process and it's in my book. I have some free resources for you guys too in the description box, free and paid. So you can take a look at that. I don't want to take up time talking about that, but I have all those resources for you in the description. So I will use my 6-step process to work through the stories that are coming up. But my job is to stay at the desire counter and keep like tapping into the desire. And then as the desire is coming in, I'll start getting close to the thing manifested. Now, this is the part that I judge. Bear with me because this is the part. 111 watching. Yay! I love that. Okay, number one, own the desire. Number two, notice all the bullshit stories coming up of how it's going to be hard or you can't have it. It's going to take time or blah, blah, blah. Do the 6-step process. Now I can do the 6-step process really fast It's in, like I said, it's in the book, but it's also like there's some resources for you. There's also free trainings for you guys, free container workbook, all that stuff in the description box. I also added a free money activation in the container workbook portal. I also added a free dark feminine energy class. There's also a free Telegram that I just opened up for summer called 8-Figure Wild Stream. So I have a lot of free resources for you guys. So I'll work through it. But here's the magic. Here's the magic. Step 3. This is my favorite part, honestly. Step 3 is I start bridging the gap by taking action. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect action. And let me just tell you, a lot of times it's not perfect action. Perfect action to me would be like doing the right thing. For me, it's just like doing the thing, doing something to like meet the thing there. So I'm like, basically, if the belief is I go first and the universe responds, and let's say I'm on, how can I show you this? Okay, I'm gonna use our Palo Santo and our pen. Okay, so let's say that this is me, and this is the desired like manifestation. This is the time, I'm on this timeline, and this is the desired timeline where I need to be to get the thing. And let's say they're here. I could just wait here and let the thing come to me. That is an action. I mean, that is an option. It's a law of attraction. Of course, it can come to me. However, I'm really impatient. And this is the part that I judge. I'm the most impatient person. Trust me, I try to do inner work on this, but for some reason, God keeps rewarding me to be impatient. I don't know what it is, but the more impatient I am, the faster I get the thing. So I'm just going to keep being impatient. So this is the desired result reality. This is me. When I start doing this, the thing comes to me fast. If I'm just waiting, the thing waits. I don't know why, but God wants me to move towards it. Now, it doesn't even mean like I'm moving towards it. Sometimes I might not know what towards it is, and I might be moving here, but it'll still meet me there. Sometimes I might even be moving here, but it'll still meet me there. So it's really bizarre. But when I go first, the thing responds and meets me there. And so when I tell you, I promise you, I try to do inner work on the impatient thing. I've done inner work on everything else and it's work. The impatient thing, there's something about the universe, there's something about God that he doesn't want me to solve this. I think it has something to do with the fact that I'm a projector. I'm in human design, I'm a projector, and I'm a 4/6. So I'm supposed to just like go meet the thing and do it fast and be impatient. And that's what I'm meant to teach, right? My middle name is Impatience. It's the Huntress DNA. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. If you have no idea what we're talking about, I have a $22 little masterclass on telling you what I'm talking, what the Huntress means. 10% of the human population has this like coding in our DNA. That's why a lot of us get diagnosed with ADHD and all these things, is we're just coded differently. We're very impatient. We think differently. And so I just start moving towards it. I start taking action and the thing comes. Like even this mansion, I manifested this in less than 48 hours. It's a multi-million-dollar mansion. My realtor didn't even want to show it to me. And I manifested it in less than 48 hours. Like from when we started like actually taking that first action to like owning the house, 48 hours. So I'm telling you, the impatient thing works for me. If that's not for you, you can still take things from my work. I don't think you have to be super impatient like I am. I admire people like my husband is so patient. Oh my God. He is so patient. He can wait for things forever. I love that about him. That's not me. And Alina, my daughter is just like me as well. She was like, Mom, because I often say I'm the most impatient person I know. She's like, Mom, I might be more impatient than you. So for me, that works. And so I start going towards it. Number 4 is as I start moving towards it, all of the nonsense that needs to be worked through from the neck down will start presenting itself. It like naturally come up. It'll come up as like seemingly like blocked things. But now here's what I have. I have information. I'm like, oh, interesting. That's why the desire didn't come before because you were blocked in here. You had the story, you had the subconscious belief. This is the opportunity to work through it. So what I've seen in my 18 years of manifesting is that with some things, the desire will drop in. I'll like start moving towards it, bam, done. That's why I can do the instant manifesting. Like with the fruit trees, there was nothing I had to work through. It was instantly manifested. With this ring, there was nothing I had to move through. That YouTuber, the famous YouTuber, found me and came to me and sent me the ring absolutely free, manifested it without me even having to tell her, right? Like my field had her recreate the ring and send it to me. Like how crazy is that, right? So those things didn't require more inner work. I was already ready. But then there's other things that I had to work through stuff. The reason this house took 48 hours is because I had to do some things. There was I was taking action, but there was stuff coming up in my consciousness that I had to work through. And because I was able to work through it really fast, because I've been doing this for so long, that it happened in 48 hours. So let me know if this is helping you. Mina, would you mind explaining who Manifest with God is versus Velocity? Oh, the courses? I'm looking at both. Okay. The Manifest with God is a really advanced manifestation course that I taught a few years ago. Was it the first course that I taught from this house? I'm trying to remember. It wasn't the first. I think it was... No, it was the first. It might have been. So there's really potent manifestation energy. There's multi-million-dollar mansion, 8,600 square foot, like home energy in there. It's my most advanced manifestation course that I've ever created. And so that's like manifesting with God and like jumping timelines and doing it super fast. The velocity, momentum, and speed course is making peace with speed. Yes, it's also a manifestation course. Like you can use it as a manifestation course because like, aren't we always manifesting? But the reason I taught that course was I stopped like judging my speed as something negative and started seeing it as a superpower. I created that course when I was finally like, oh my God, actually, God really rewards me when I go fast. In fact, I'm really highly rewarded for speed. So if he wanted me to change it, why would he keep rewarding me for it? Everything that I've done fast, like I got engaged in 2 weeks. I married this man in 2 months. I started this business within days of someone saying, you should be a life coach, right? Like everything I've done fast, I've been so heavily rewarded for it. I'm like, oh my God, this is a gift. This is a gift. So that course will help you make peace with the fact that you are meant to go fast, that your momentum is your friend, and having the right velocity actually activates the speed. Here's the secret with my courses. It doesn't matter which one you start with. It doesn't matter if you start with my free container workbook, the $22 offer, or the 25,000 all the things bundle. It doesn't matter. They're all heavily gridded with deep manifestation energy, with God consciousness. Like everything I do is rooted in the divine, in love, in the highest good of all. And they've got scientifically backed up inner work principles, because I in the last 18 years, not only have I been practicing this, but I've also been learning modality after modality, certification after certification, so that not only can I teach it to myself, I can teach it to my kids, but I can teach it to my clients. So all my courses have not only God magic in it, it's got God grading in it, but it also has like actual scientifically proven methods that work, that actually shift you. That's why I have tens of thousands of testimonials. But whether you're just going to come here and take the free container workbook and just do the wealthy woman activation in there, like it's all going to work for you. Believe that it's going to work for you. It's going to work for you. Go with the energy of, I get to have this. Whether you're doing something free with me, you're more than welcome to just take the free content, or you want to invest in yourself. It's all available for you and it all gets to work for you. You're so welcome, Nino. When I have to wait too long on something, I feel like it slips away from me, at least in the form, if it makes sense. Yes, I'm the same way. And I get it. Like, there are a lot of people where, like, patience is like their gift. And like I said, I admire those people. I tried so hard to be those people, but I've just had to make peace with the fact that that's how God has made me. 111. I'm seeing 111 everywhere. I've been seeing angel numbers right now, like they're stalking me. Angel numbers and Sheena's sunflowers, my mom's favorite flower, stalking me. So, lady, I relate to that so much. It starts slipping away from me as well. I love you too, Plant Happy. I haven't seen you in forever, I feel like. Have you been here? I have not connected with you in a while. So nice to see you. What if you do but get burned out? From what, gorgeous? Can you tell me a little bit more? Burnt out from going fast or being impatient? Or were you talking about something else? There's a lag in when you see me talking about something and then when you type. So I apologize, but sometimes I don't know if you're talking about what I'm saying now or what I just said. I used to be patient, but I think it came more from not knowing what I truly wanted. Interestingly, no. So I would say, which do you enjoy more? Like, do you enjoy being patient and waiting for things to come to you? Or do you enjoy being impatient? If I'm honest with you, I enjoy being impatient. I don't like to be patient. And I'm not judging anyone. Please don't receive this as a judgment. Like I said, I have family members, even my husband, he's a very, 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 very patient man, and I love him for it. But I can't. That's not me. Oh my God, I kept seeing sunflowers too. Oh my God, everywhere. They're literally stalking me. From going fast, flowing your dreams and manifestation. Interesting. Okay. So when you're going fast from a dysregulated place, you're going to feel burnt out. So there is a fast, there is an impulsive that comes from dysregulation, right? And I have my 3-week nervous system reboot. You guys know that. That's like my prosperity manifestation in your nervous system from the neck down. And there's also a speed, like going like a rocket from regulation. So when you're regulated, you're co-creating with God. You're like going with the divine. So not only are you not burnt out, you're actually feeling more alive. You're feeling like filled up. Versus when you're going fast because there's a lot, like, oh my God, this is the best example. I could be running really, really fast because I think there's a lion chasing me. I'm going to be burnt out, girl. Versus I see the thing that I desire. It's right over there. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm running to it and I'm going to go give it a hug. Two different feelings. The running away from something, manifesting out, as I talked about in my Barkat course and in here, manifesting out is like, I hate this situation. I'm in survival. I got to get out of this situation. That's also manifesting, but it's manifesting out. That will exhaust you. That will burn you out. But what if, like, you and I were going to get together and I haven't seen you in years and I see you at the airport, I'm running to you, you're running to me, we're giving each other a hug. We're not going to be burnt out from that. We're going to be full from that. That's going to feel so good. We're going to feel so freaking alive from that. Can you see the energy is so different? I'm also impatient and gets results, but sometimes I get anxious about the timeline. So when you're anxious, you're dysregulated in your nervous system. And so that we want to work through like regulation first so that there's manifesting out of survival and then there's manifesting out of with God. And that's why I talk about like regulating first, because otherwise you're going to be manifesting out. It's the energy of, I hate this, I want something different, versus I love this and I get to have something different. I get to have something more. It depends. I'm generally happy being a patient person, but there's one specific desire that I'm desiring speed. Okay, well, you get to use both. It seems like you want to have a full toolbox of things you can pull. Sometimes you like to be patient. Sometimes you're like, no, I actually require a little bit more speed here. From what you're saying, Nino, I feel like manifesting with God might be a better course for you just intuitively. Now that you're giving me this information, I feel like that's probably going to be better for you. Just unless you're being called to a different one, always follow your guidance. Always truth test everything. You always have the best answer. Use me as a calibration tool, but I'm not the ultimate answer for you. Is it normal to get bored after having a desire? Sometimes I'm over the desire before the manifestation arrives. It is normal, but I don't like normal. So I like to do things that are extraordinary. I want a non-normal life. Most people, they don't have the capacity to really enjoy their desires. They don't have the container of enjoyment. So yes, it is normal to be ungrateful. It is normal to get bored. It is normal to fall out of love with the things that we have. That is normal. That's how most people live their life. But do we want normal? I don't really like normal. I want to be like lit up and feeling alive from everything that I have, everything that I own, every relationship, every Chanel bag, every shoe, every ring, everything, every book, everything that I have, I want to be lit up by it. I don't want to be bored by it. I don't want to be normal. Can you share some examples of taking action in step 3? Sure. Give me an example, Christina, where, give me an example of a manifestation, like a desire that you have, and then I can help guide you. What I'll do is I'll embody the desire as if it's mine and then see what I would do in that particular moment to moment. Because there's no process for that, as in like, do this exact thing. I tap in and see what do I want to do in that moment. That's why it's called inspired action. Until now, I have manifested through others, but not really myself and with speed. What could I work on? I would work on the action part. So I would do the basic babe bundle for you, honestly. I did a video on my other channel on why, and basic babe bundle, basically all my clients take that. It's not like only for basic babes, it's foundational level inner work. I still use the inner work in there, still to this day. I use the meditations, I use the 6-step process. And so because it's so foundational, there's a 90-minute masterclass on feminine and masculine energy. And they're like deep work, not performance, but like deep work. You guys know all my stuff is like deeply science-based. And so like, and it's all like below the neck down subconscious. I would start with there. And I'm actually about to, within the next couple of months, like it's going to happen soon. I asked my husband to help me do this as well. We're actually about to add a inner authority class to Basic Babe Bundle to activate your masculine energy. And we're going to create it together. And those of you guys that already have the basic bundle, it's basic babe bundle is just going to show up in there. You don't have to buy anything else. Okay, let me see. Did you respond with an example? Yeah, Christina, I'm waiting for you. I know there's a lag to give me like an example. What about weight loss, physical fitness, and beauty? What would be the best way to apply this concept? Okay, so let's play that out. So let's say that I have a desire to choose one. Give me one because it's easier to do this in the beginning with one process. Now I can do it in multiple areas. But I think most people's nervous systems are not used to manifesting multiple things at the same time, especially in the beginning levels. So give me one. Let's see if we can, Christina responded. Let's see if we can choose hers. I totally understand now. Thank you, Mina. So if I wanted to create more financial abundance, I would tap into the desire and create containers that bring the abundance in. Okay, let's use abundance. So the first thing I would do, Christina, is, and by the way, I'm a projector. I have a very direct way of speaking. I teach with tough love. That doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I think you're asking a stupid question. It doesn't mean any of that. I just was raised by Sheena, and this is what I respond with as well. So I'm a projector. So just know that that's my love. Okay. The first thing I'm going to point out is people who use the word abundance are often shameful of using the word money. What I noticed about your message, Christina, is that you said financial abundance to make me realize that it was money, but you didn't say the word money. I just want you to sit with that for a second. I just want to point that out. Just something I'm noticing. So what I would do is I would first own the actual desire. What do you mean by financial desire? Financial abundance. Do you mean you want to be filthy fucking rich? Is that what you mean? Do you want like money coming like from all portals while you're sleeping? Do you want so much money that you like forget to count it? Like, what do you actually want? I want you to tap into the actual desire, not the nicer desire, not the I'm not material, I'm not materialistic. Like, we're all materialistic. That's why we took material form. God wanted, you know who's really materialistic? God. Because he had everything and he still wanted us in material form. He is very materialistic. So let's go ahead and own the actual desire, because that's where we start, is by owning the desire. Which course of yours recommends me to stop manifesting out and manifest fast from peace? I would say my Manifesting $1 Million Babes, because there's like hours and hours of like different manifestation techniques in there and activations. And here's why. I want you to listen to it while you're driving, while you're walking, while you're working out, and try them out. Really fun. And then there's going to be one or two that's going to like rock your world. There's so many that I've tried out and taught my clients over the years. Some I still use, some I don't, but it's going to help you see like the different things that are available to you that will help your subconscious. So I would say for you, intuitively, what's coming up is the $1 Million Manifesting Babes. It's linked in the description box, but unless you're being called to something else, you can always email my team at support@universeguru.com to get suggestions or courses. However, never let us or anyone else be the ultimate authority. If your heart is being guided towards something, that's the right one for you. Is Christina here? I wish I could do this in real time. By the way, I can do this in real time for you. I have a couple things I do. I just quickly want to tell you. I'm doing these really fun Telegram days where it's me, you, and a small group of people, unless you want to do VIP and it's just me and you, in a small Telegram group where you can ask me anything and I respond back, and we're together from 8 a.m. Central Time to 8 p.m. Central Time. So 12 hours. And the next one is happening on June 4th. The one happening this weekend sold out already, but there's one happening on, it's called Millionaire Oracle. It's a low ticket offer. You get me and a few other people. We're in a small group all day. So if you want your specific things answered, I can help you in there. Okay, Christina said yes, filthy rich, LOL. Okay, then we have to stop using abundance. There's nothing wrong with abundance. I also use abundance, but I'm also not afraid to just be filthy rich. So do you see the thing there? I want you to be okay with saying money. I want women to be okay with saying, I want money, because you get to have money. God wouldn't have given you the desire if he didn't want you to have money, okay? Stop like making it more politically correct, more spiritual, more whatever by saying abundance. And you're absolutely right about your comment about the same. Definitely something I need to do inner work on. And your tough love and showing this to me is gold. Okay, beautiful, Christina. Good. Okay. So you still love me. Okay, let's keep going. This is just how I am. I'm a tough love girl. I respond to tough love as well. I can't even trust people that won't tell me the truth and just sugarcoat things. I can't fully trust them. I love the truth because I actually like results. I'm actually addicted to results. That's the thing. I actually do want my manifestation. So, okay, money. So you want money. So first we own the desire. I want more money and I want it more fun and I want it more pleasure money and I want it like with ease and I want it to be fun. Okay. So what do I know about money? I'm going to see what's coming up. Ooh, what I know about money is money follows value. Money is an exchange of value and money follows value. Okay. How can I be more valuable so that more money can follow. So from there, what I would personally do and take what resonates and drop the rest. I always say, test everything. What I would do is I would make a list of things where I'm valuable already. And if I couldn't come up with anything, I mean, I have a million and one things where I can bring value, but let's say just for devil's argument that I didn't have anything, then I would say, okay, what is the quickest, fastest thing I can learn? This is just me. I'm impatient. You can be patient. What is the quickest, fastest course I can take or skill set I can learn that I can teach another person so that I'm creating value, that I can exchange value for? And then whether it's something I already have or it's something that I had to go learn, I would go and learn it. So now I'm already taking action. Can you see, here's the money. In the example I gave you, here's me. I'm starting to move. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a list of the things that I can do that exchange value with people. Money is a currency of exchanging value. That's all it is. So I would either choose something I already know how to do from a previous life, from previous job, from something I've overcome, whatever. Or if I didn't have something like that, I would say, okay, what's like a really easy course I can take? And then I can teach those principles to someone else and I can exchange value. So while I'm doing that, I'm sure things will come up. I'm sure like limiting beliefs might come up. And then when those limiting beliefs would come up, now I'm already taking action. I'm already doing the thing. I would then use the 6-step process to transmute that stuff, but without stopping. I don't do passive inner work. I'm not someone that's like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and do my inner work now. Like I need to be manifesting while I'm doing the inner work. It's like, and that's why I'm always like kind of like iffy. I only share my manifestation work in closed doors and my courses, but I need to overcome this because some of you guys do resonate with my style. Some of you guys are like, no, I'm also impatient and I like doing the work. I'm willing to do the inspired action. So give it to me. You're the first person I've heard put into words what I felt about waiting and manifesting. I feel very understood right now. Lady, me too. Oh my God, thank you for saying that. Thank you, thank you. Because I also feel like everyone else just likes to wait. And should I wait? Like I can't. I would like be shaking in the corner if I had to like wait for a manifestation. I have to start moving towards it and then it just collapses. It meets me there when I start moving. It's almost like it's a really weird mirror. It only moves when I move. Okay, good. You got this, Christina. You got it. Okay, you got it. You got it. I have 2 things that are going to put you in that fiery energy. Okay. I've got a free resource for you, which is my it's in the same portal as the container workbook. There is like a money activation in there. There's like a exercise in there about money. There's free masterclasses in there. Like it's completely free. So you can sign up. It's in the description box and I just threw it for you. If you want something paid, I would say Money Come to Me Play Shop and Millionaires. Great things, amazing like activations, calibrations. And if you do Millionaires, you can take the code in there and upgrade to the full money course if you desire to at some point. So regulate first, then the right intuition will come. Yes, because you can't even access your intuition when you're dysregulated. The way I teach nervous system work is with the point of doing it is so we can connect with God. A lot of people like that teach nervous system work, I found that even things I had done, it was like just to get out of survival. And by the time I was already wanting to teach this, I'm like, why am I going to help people get out of survival? Like, I want them to connect with God. Like, we're not manifesting out, we're manifesting in. So the way that I'm trained in nervous system work is based on subconscious rewiring, and it's based on abundance. So meaning that you're opening up your field, connecting with the divine, accessing your intuition versus like, okay, I'm feeling safe now. I love you. I'm not trying to get you to safety. I'm bored. Okay. Like yawn. Like there's other teachers for that. And I love them for it. If you're going to come to me, like, let's just like be filthy rich and hot and sexy. Like, let's just be like ravished in romance. Like, I don't want to live a life that's like base level safety. I'm happy for people that that's their goal. I'm so happy for them. I'm not like that. I'm not like that. I am a abundance, more is better, more joy, more love, more sex, more money, more fun. That's me. Mina, where can I find your health course? It comes in the self-aware Barbie bundle with like 12 other courses, Ashley. But if you want to get it separately, I'm sure we have the link somewhere. Okay, I think I accidentally closed everything instead of giving you the link. I'll see if I can try to find it real quick, but it comes in the self-aware Barbie activated bundle. So if you have that one, it's gonna be in it. Not doing it. This is the most interesting video ever. Fire. Oh my God, I'm so glad you're loving it. I was so nervous even coming on here today. It's so funny. Okay, let me see if I can find you the health course. If you don't want to get it through the, here it is. I don't think people like to wait. We just overthink or overplan the moves. Perhaps. But remember in the example that I showed you, it doesn't even matter if I'm going in the wrong direction. A lot of times, like the rerouting will start. So even if I was going wrong, like God will show me. As long as I'm connected to God, I'm not dysregulated, He will show me the path anyways. I just have to keep moving. This is giving 2021, 2022 Mina live stream vibes. Oh my God, that's so funny that you guys have like these timelines in your mind of like, yeah, that's so funny to me. I love it. I love it. Whatever you need, I feel like I show up in that timeline for you. That is hilarious. You have changed my life since I was introduced to your work 2 months ago. Oh my God, I feel like I've known you for a really long time though, Ashley. Have you only been here for 2 months? That is so weird that you say that because I feel like, I don't know, there's something weird about that because I feel like I've known you for longer than that. That's so bizarre. Danya, hi. She said, just logging on. I hate I missed this, but I'll be watching the replay tonight. Amazing, amazing, amazing. It's so nice to have you here in the live energy. I just talk a lot. It's not about that. I feel like there's something about your frequency where I do feel like I've known you for longer. That is so interesting. But that's good to know. It's only been 2 months. Again, time moves really weird for me because I'm so impatient. And I do like, I feel like a week for me is like a year for most people. I can manifest more in a week now than most people can even do in like a year. It's like a year for me is a whole incarnation. It's a whole lifetime because of my impatience. And so I'm just gonna have to own it. That's just who I am. Charisma, I keep looking at your comment and it's like cracking me up, the 2021, 2022. Tell me more about that timeline. That feels like ages ago to me. We bought this house in June of 2022. Oh my God, that seems like ages ago now. And just like yesterday at the same time. Time is so funky for me. Also, how do you counteract the law of compensation when manifesting? In my life, a lot of negative things happen when I'm trying to manifest or when something good is about to happen. So, sweet mommy, it seems like there's a little bit of container work we need to do. We can self-sabotage when our container is not used to holding the manifestations that we desire. So this is like deep subconscious work. You could either start with the nervous system reboot. If that's calling out to you, there's an exercise in there that rewires your subconscious. Or I have a whole course called Femme Fortune Container Course, which will also be helpful. But what's actually happening, babe, is there's something inside of you from the neck down. This isn't a mental process. There's something inside of you that feels scared. It feels like there's a price to pay. It feels like if I get this, something has to give. There's some kind of a story about sacrifice, some kind of a story of worthiness. Could be a story, it could be generational. It could not even be yours. It could be generational of like things encoded in your DNA epigenetically that says that if I have more, something has to give. Something is gonna go wrong. And it's like a virus, it's a program that's playing underneath. But here's the thing, babe. I promise you, you can overcome this. You can overcome this. You can overcome this. You can overcome this. I had many programs like that as well, and you can definitely overcome them. LOL, that's a special timeline for me because I found you in February of 2021. Oh my God. Okay, so when did you find me? I'm trying to place myself there if I even remember my memory. This was when we were like all coming out of COVID, right? Yeah, oh my gosh. 2021, February 2021. So fun. Thank you for your advice. Is there a specific regulations that are best for people who have been in trauma or living in survival? Where should I start with your courses? I would start with the 3-week nervous system reboot. I have a whole library of resources in there for you. What I recommend is start with the practice that feels good first. Typically, the one that feels good first is the safest one for us in the beginning. The one that feels the most uncomfortable is the one we really need, but I don't like to force things. I like to, especially with nervous system work. I'm also multiple times trained in trauma work. So you're always safe in with me and my courses. Here, this is where I would start, gorgeous. And without don't, here's how I want to say this. In module 2, there's some subconscious exercises that won't make sense to your mental brain, but I want you to do those. They're going to be really easy and fun to do. Don't try to decode them, just do them. They're going to rewire your subconscious while you're doing the nervous system regulation work. I created this course to have many back doors. So while I'm semi quote unquote distracting you with the nervous system regulation techniques, which are important, I still do them. There's back doors in the subconscious work that's really doing the heavy lifting. So you don't have to work hard in the course. I have put 3 playbooks in there. Use them for fun. They're kind of like recapping everything. There's journal prompts, there's exercises. You don't have to do them. Some people said they skipped them in the beginning if they still got results. Read the sales page, the testimonials. But then some people chose to come back to them. So let this be fun. Don't let inner work be hard. Let it be fun. Of course, sweet mommy, I love you. I'm sending you so much love. I have been there and I'm telling you, there's nothing on this planet that you can't rework or transmute or alchemize. You're a woman. Come on. You're a woman. You're a woman and you're a mommy. Like, hello. Okay, you're doing this. Just decide that this is the moment where you end self-sabotage. I was told being impatient was a masculine trait and started to wonder if that's part of why I don't feel feminine when I plan or begin a task. It's deterred me from into freezing. This is so reassuring. So when you're manifesting, the act of manifestation is feminine. The act of the result coming in is masculine. You need to be able to get over the whole masculine and feminine thing when manifesting. If you're like, oh, I'm too masculine, you're not going to manifest. If you're like, I'm too feminine, you like, look at who seems most masculine, most feminine is basic babes, and they have the hardest time manifesting. They can only do it through someone else. And the minute that person walks away, they take all their manifestations. Don't worry about that. You're working as a holistic being. You're using both your feminine side and your masculine side. Manifestation is the integration process of both masculine and feminine. Just like creating a baby requires an egg and a sperm, creating money requires masculine principles and feminine principles. Same thing with manifesting anything. I just purchased the nervous system reboot. Woohoo! Celebrating you. Yes. That course, look at the energy of that sales page, the testimonials, girl, you got this. You got this. In fact, I'm not saying don't take the whole course, but if you want to just skip to the subconscious exercise and start there, I'm not going to be mad, because that alone, look at your starting score, the numbers that you get, and then start the course over and retake it and watch the numbers change. Watch the numbers change in there. Of course, Abundant One, I love you. Sending you so much love. Yes, thank you. Let me see. You know, your hair is looking amazing. Can you share some hair secrets? It's so funny. I have a massage later today, so it's like all greasy. I did the infrared sauna today, and you're like, you like my hair? I'm like, oh. I'm like, I'm gonna go with my greasy hair. I always do the massage before I'm gonna wash my hair, because no matter what I tell them, they always get oil in my hair. Like, even though she knows not to, it always gets in there. So you're like calling attention to my greasy hair, but thank you. You're hilarious. Ladies, just want to take a quick moment to also remind you guys that Crown to Crown, we have dates for it. Crown to Crown is my course that I'm doing. It's a 6-week, it's not a course, it's a 6-week immersion group coaching with my best friend Shirzad. And it's on female leadership, sisterhood, alchemizing, money manifestation, like really deep work, like neck down, not just mental work. And I'm trying to get the link for you guys, because we have dates now. We have all the modules listed out, and we have dates now. So I'm gonna throw it, because a lot of you ladies that joined already were like, when is it starting? We have our girls' night in, like, kickoff initiation party on Friday the 13th on June, the number of the goddess, and then it starts on the 16th of June. So there is the link for that, and you can look at all the modules in there. I will revisit the nervous system reboot. Awesome. This is a great opportunity to revisit what you already have. Absolutely. I love that. Sometimes, like, the second, third time, you like hear things that you weren't even ready to hear the first time around. Amazing. Anything else coming up for you guys? Did I miss any of the questions? Love, tough love when it comes from a big heart like yours. Thank you so much. I really respond well to tough love as well. When I know that the person's heart is open and they have good intentions, sometimes even when they don't have good intentions, I'm able to take something from it, but I respond best to that. Mina, I get tons of ideas at once and I get confused which to work on first. Which would be the funnest? That's a word, right? What would be like play? What's the one that's most activating in your body? What's the one that makes you come alive? What's the one you feel alive? You're like, yes, I'm turned on. This idea turns me on. That's the one I want you to do first. That's the one. This has me thinking that I've been holding on to exact things I was trying to manifest previously, and that I need to accept there is a new trajectory with different forms, maybe. So what's most alive in your heart right now? Coming back to that, manifestation is not necessarily a mental process. We're co-creating with God. So what's most alive right now for you? What's like real and true in your heart? And if you can't figure it out just at this moment, don't have to answer now. Sit with that. Sit with that. Like, really put your hand on your heart. Let yourself drop into your body. Take a couple of deep breaths and just sit with, what is the truest, realest, rawest desire of my heart? What would God have me do right now? What's the thing that God wants me to do right now? And connect with that. That's the thing. It's not a mental process. You think I mentally created all of this? Think again. Think of the effort that would have taken. Oh my God. No, we're not doing that. You're so welcome, Ashley. Yes, so want the tough love for now. I'm the only one I know. Ah, that is hilarious in my environment. Ah. I think most people have trained themselves to walk on eggshells versus telling the truth, because people get so triggered these days. People are like really trigger happy these days, don't you think? I've had to really accept that I'm not for everyone because my love is I'm going to tell you the truth, even if it hurts. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to trigger you. It's just like, why would I waste your time or mine if I was going to tell you anything other than the real truth that I would tell my kids? I'm going to do that. Thank you. You're so welcome, lady. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This was so much fun, so much fun. And ladies, as I said in my video yesterday, I opened up this free Telegram portal as well for us to connect because sometimes in the summer, I'm like sitting at the beach or the pool or whatever, and I'm not gonna like immediately come on video or like, but I can't wait to tell you something. What I've been doing is I'm doing these wild stream transmissions and it's called, let me open it up, show you guys what it looks like. It's called 8-Figure Wild Stream. I just launched it yesterday and we have 345 people in there right now. And it's completely free. It's just actually easier for me sometimes where I'm like sitting somewhere where it's loud. I can't come on camera, but I can just like quickly voice note you an idea or a download or a story or something quickly. So that's also available for you. And if you love Telegram and you want like this high vibe portal, I would love to have you in Millionaire Oracle too on June 4th. That's going to be fire. I'm obsessed with Telegram right now. That's why I love you. I'm the same way. I think like magnetically, when we're real and this is what I respond to and this is who I am, then the people that love that are like attracted towards it. They're like, yes, that's like what I can relate to. That's what I'm attracted towards. I learned to celebrate my triggers, more evolving to do. Beautiful. That's worth celebrating. That's huge. That's huge. And was always taught that I had to change that to be a mentor. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I thought that too, by the way, Ashley. I tried so hard to change myself to be like sweet. The thing is, I don't know. I don't see myself as a sweet person. Maybe I am. I don't know. I just know how to be me. And how I know how to be me is that when someone comes to me and they have a question or they're struggling or they want to manifest something more and they're asking me a question, I just want to tell them the truth. That might not be their truth, but I give them the tools to truth test it. I see them in their power. But for me, it's a waste of time. Like it's unloving and unkind for me to give you anything other than the truth. And how I test myself, how I check myself, how I stay in integrity is I say, what would I say to my kids? Because even if I'm wrong, I would never intentionally tell my kids something wrong, right? Like something like purposely wrong. So whatever I tell my kids, it's like my genuine best truth that I have at the moment, right? So if that's what I would tell my kids, I'm going to give you the same respect and tell you the same thing. Telegram is the best. Yeah, I'm like just discovering it now. And I had to work through so many limiting beliefs. Like all these weird stories came up and I was like, girl, like, yeah, we're just doing Telegram. So, and then I tested it out in my wifed container. I tested it out in Gynot, obsessed. So last week I had this 6-hour hair appointment. I was like getting my summer highlights put in and I have to drive. It's an hour and a half each way. So 3-hour drive and 6 hours. It was a whole day. And what I did is I ended up doing my Kainat Telegram day on there. And so the girls were asking me questions and I was being pampered and I was responding to them while I'm getting my hair done. And I was like sending them pictures. I'm like, what crazy world do we live in that I'm like being pampered right now? And I'm coaching you all over the world on Telegram. So that gave me the idea. I'm like, I want to offer this more, especially in the summer when you're probably out and about too. You don't maybe want to sit on a video call. So then I launched Millionaire Mirror. It was a 2-day Telegram day with me on identity and self-concept. It sold out within 18 hours. We didn't even make it to 24 hours. And I'm like, of course Telegram gets to be easy. So then we were flooded with emails of people saying, can you let one more person in? Except there were like 20 of them. Or like, what's Telegram? So then I launched the second day, and the second one is June 4th. It's a 1-day, and we're doing self-concept and energetics of identity and income in there. And then I want to do one on projectors. I want to do one for parenting. You could also do a VIP option where it's just either me and Irfan in Telegram with you, just you and us, and you can ask anything and you have us the whole day. Yes, I'm so happy. Telegram is making me so happy right now. Mina, my body is not aligned with my desire. Just like you, I like to go fast. I have both nervous system reboot and basic babe. What can I do to get my desire? Are you regulating before you're tapping into your desire and then getting the downloads what action to take? That's where I would say. Also, did you do the subconscious exercise multiple times? I do that daily, by the way, for something new to make sure that my subconscious is upgrading. And every time I do the subconscious exercise, my numbers go up. So I would go and say, did you do the subconscious exercise? And then use the regulation tools to regulate and then find out what's the movement. Because you like going fast, take the movement, take the action. I notice that I get the most lethargic. I feel the most tired when I'm not taking action because I'm telling some bullshit story about resting. For me, resting is a state. So I could be sitting and I could look like I'm resting, but I'm actually not resting because I'm trying to rest, and that's not really restful for me. Or I could be doing what I'm doing right now. This is me at rest. Who can feel it? This is me at rest. This is what fills me up. This is what makes me feel alive. So this is me resting, but that might not be resting for another human being. For someone else, that might seem like work. So we all have to like regulate and tap into what is like movement for me, what is rest for me, what is like aligned action for me. Thanks again. This was amazing. You just helped me heal some numbness I had in my heart in the past 20 minutes. Maya, I'm sending you so much love. I love that. Yes, 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 to healing our heart and unnumbing ourselves. Yes. Because here's the thing, if we're numb, how can we even enjoy the manifestations that we're working so hard to manifest? How can we even enjoy it? All right, babes, I love you so much. I'm going to let you go enjoy the rest of your day, your week. The posturing rest versus restful state was a game changer for me. Yes, we've all been told to posture rest. That exhausts me. I get so tired. I get so tired when I'm trying to rest. That's hard work for me. I don't like hard work. Trying to rest is so hard. Instead, I can just play. I'm playing with you right now. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much. I love you. I will see you in all the places. Bye, everyone. Thank you for celebrating with me.